And in Cameroon, it's 85-year-old Paul Biya vying for his seventh term in office, despite outcry over mismanagement, the whole-scale crackdown on an insurgency in the Anglophone west of the country. The leader of 35 years seems pretty confident of winning that 7th term. Biya's first campaign appearance came just last Sunday in the northern city of Marois, just 1 week before the poll, Patrick Smith. What do you make of Paul Biya's longevity?
Yonder is answer to Donald Trump. He's the oldest serving African leader now. He's 84. 85. Yeah, and so he'll be 92 when he finishes this next term. It's astonishing because it's a wonderful country in terms of the human capital in the place, the skilled architects, engineers, journalists, writers, lawyers. Most of them are here. Many of them are here in Paris. And the economy has just been treading water for the past 20, 30 years, and it's getting tougher. What a lot of people were hoping for, in a perverse way, I guess, is that this rebellion in the Anglophone regions would give people pause in these elections, and that Biya just wouldn't be able to rig his way through. But the reality is most people think he's headed for another election win. It won't be like the 78% he got in 2011. It's going to be quite a bit narrower. And of course, there will be no election effectively in many of the Anglophone areas because the security situation is so bad there. But already 200,000 Anglophone Cameroonians have fled over the border to Nigeria.
Nigeria, where you were recently. What do Nigerians make of all this?
Well, I asked the government about it, and they said, well, you know, we need Biya's government to help us with the Islamist militia, Boko Haram, in the north. So we're not about to pick a fight with him over an internal matter. We just told him, you know, you've got to settle this. We can't accommodate all these people flooding across the border, but there it stands. I think the other issue people were raising is, you know, where is the West in this? You know, what is the European Union saying about this? What is the US saying about this? I mean, you've got the seeds of a pretty nasty conflict there. It's a sort of linguistic regional conflict. It's the state has hollowed out. It's become a classic kleptocracy along the lines of Mobutu Sese Seko, with this aging guy who seems to be absolutely inviolable internationally, and there's just no censure of what he does. And it's not just a matter of the corruption and the bad government, but it's actually also the human rights abuses. You know, there have been a lot of footage circulating on social media showing random killings of men, women, and even children by the security forces in the West. It's pretty brutal. And you know, the silence on the part of the West is pretty deafening.
What might the European Union usefully do?
Well, I think they could certainly push in the UN and other agencies and start making a noise. At the moment, the Biya regime takes this silence for some sort of approbation. I mean, I think there needs to be some strong words and some waving of sticks and so on. I mean, no one's suggesting there should be an intervention or anything like that. But, you know, there's a conflict there, and things need to be done to save lives. And at the moment, the outside world is missing in action. And the rebels are in a tiny minority. And worst of all, the people caught between the rebels and the Biya regime are suffering, and it's getting worse and worse.